Hey, how are you today? Guess what day it is? It's Testosterone Thursday with Dr. Ray from Olive Branch Wellness Center. So, last week, when we were here, we talked about foods that kind of destroy the testosterone level, and there was so many of them. And then this morning, I happened to glance on an article that it said the IPA beer actually is giving men boobs, so moobs. What a bummer. They said that the way the hops were processed in that we're going to start to raise estrogen levels. And that is the one thing, if you've been following us, that you really don't want to have is, excuse me, is elevated estrogen levels, because then, yes, you get moobs. And then we'll order you a MERS. Anyway, Dr. Ray here, Olive Branch Wellness Center. Today, I wanted to give you a list of foods that are going to help your testosterone levels. Now, remember, we have to make sure that a lot of things are compatible with your allergies, with your food sensitivities, because those are two different things, and also that they are compatible with medications. So this isn't just gorge yourself. This is kind of have a little bit of restraint because we just don't want any problems. One of the first things that actually even surprised me through research was ginger. Now, ginger, we think of like ginger ale. No, that's not what we want. We want the real stuff, the stuff you cook with, the stuff that flavors Middle Eastern and Eastern food, that kind of stuff. Ginger actually was shown to raise testosterone by about 17%. But that's a lot of ginger. Now, you have to be careful with ginger because ginger can also do a little blood thinning. So this is where making a call, you can call the office, we'll kind of check things out for you, or getting some good advice from your pharmacist can help you with that, because I don't want you to have very, very thin blood and bleed out. You cut your face, just a little tiny thing, and the next thing you know, you're in a pool of blood on the floor. The next item, I kind of like this one, pomegranate. Now, pomegranate, whether you're eating the whole fruit, I'm always an advocate of, if you're going to do fruit, if you're one of my people that I want to do fruit, I'm an advocate of you eating the real fruit. If you're going to do the juice, we're talking about just getting a little tiny bit of juice in the glass. This does not fill a glass and down it. One of the things about pomegranate juice is it has high antioxidant levels, which makes sense when we're trying to get some nitric oxide going, and we're trying to raise testosterone, and we're trying to move around sex hormone binding globulins and things like that. So I really, really, really like pomegranate, and it tastes good too. Leafy vegetables, things like Swiss chard and kale. Now, kale has been added to the dirty dozen. So if you're going to do kale, let's have you do some organic kale. And right away, you're all going, ugh, kale, don't want it, don't like it. I get it. Do you know it can be fried up? And that's actually pretty tasty if you mix it in with some other vegetable. If you cut it small enough, do what they call, remove the spine. So that big, long, tough part in the middle of it. Remove that, cut up the leaves very fine. They fry into almost nothing. You're still going to get a lot of the benefits from it. But one of the things that they actually do have a lot of is magnesium. So we're kind of back to some other discussions. Now, I'm a big proponent of eating some fatty fish, but fish is so controversial in so many ways because of the contaminants. So we know that the larger the fish, the longer it's been in the water, the more contaminants it has. So mercury, PCBs, even stuff that is running off from other toxic chemicals. So if you're going to do this, we're talking about things like mackerel, freshwater salmon, Alaskan caught salmon, sardines, anchovies, all those things you kind of didn't like so much. Hey, Dr. Patel, good to see you there. We're actually going to ask you to eat those no more than once or twice a week. And it doesn't matter what meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Salmon and eggs is very common in our household for both my husband and myself. I'll have the salmon, not the eggs. Big, strong egg allergy. One of the other things is that we have gotten away from using extra virgin olive oil. Now, let me add a caveat to that too. I'm going to be a proponent of adding in the organic extra virgin olive oil. I prefer, if you're going to use olive oil, put it on top of your vegetables after they've been warm. Olive oil does a lot of great things when it's cold. There's some question about how it breaks down when you heat it up. Some of this experts are saying, no, you can't heat it. Some are saying, yeah, you can heat it. Others are saying, well, you can heat it if you put it with another oil that can take a higher temperature, such as butter or coconut oil or things like that. But anyway, extra virgin olive oil, great thing to put on the salads. Onions, there's some sulfur components in onions. There's a small study. It was really strange. I thought men drank onion juice for 4 weeks. I just don't even want to get into what the thought process was on that. So, drinking onion juice, I would rather eat the onions. And it didn't matter whether they were shallots, white onions, Spanish onions, Vidalia onions, red onions, they were just onions. And so I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the alanine and allicin that come from onions and garlic, things like that, that actually were big proponents of that. Oh, Dr. Patel, how do I feel about organic avocado oil? Well, I love it. For me, I actually buy, if we're going to have potato chips in our house, they're going to be potato chips that are made with avocado oil rather than the safflower oil, which is highly allergic for a lot of people anyway. The next item for you guys is eggs. Hard-boiled, scrambled, poached. Making sure that if you're driving through somewhere, it's a real egg and not a powdered egg. Yeah, not so much on it that way. You know, it has all the B vitamins and things like that in it. Now, here's one that is a big hit in our house, but I have to warn you, not everybody's a big fan, and that is beef liver. Now, you can make all the faces you want. I learned to eat it as a child and actually love it. We have it maybe once every 6 to 8 weeks in our home. Very important nutrients in there. It's got a lot of vitamin D and B12 that are going to help your body with that. So get that beef liver in. Easy snacks like pumpkin seeds. I don't care if they're salted, but they need to be salted with Himalayan sea salt or Celtic salt. Any one of those things, if you want to eat them salted, that's great. They have a higher component of zinc in that. And right now what we're seeing is the zinc is what's been beneficial to younger men, because younger men have been coming into the office 30, 31, and they're having lower testosterone levels, and that's not fair to them. They deserve to live the big, full life that, you know, God has planned for them, but they're having a lot of problems with that. So I know this next one, you guys are all going to be going, yes, and that is eating more protein. This does not mean letting someone white you to death. So I don't want you living on white fish, chicken, and turkey. You need to get the beef in there. And we need the darker chicken meat as well. So mix it up, but get your protein. Protein is a very important building block for testosterone. So if we can get you to get the testosterone elevated through eating meat, oh, how bad could that be, right? But if you're going to eat your beef, I fully recommend, and obviously you're going to know this is going to be what's going to happen, is I'm going to recommend organic meat in as many times as your wallet can stand it. I know an organic a beef steak, which is grass-fed, grass-finished, can range anywhere from $12 to $30, and that's raw at the place my husband loves to call Whole Paycheck. So do your best to get some meat. Maybe even find a local farmer. There's a lot of local farmers that we actually get some meat from here in Illinois. But check it out and get some grass-fed meat from a local farmer, and I think you'll see the difference, but it'll be higher in omega-3s as well. Now, the last one comes up all the times from my patients. Oh, Dr. Ray, should we be eating more oysters? Well, oysters are high in zinc, so are pumpkin seeds. But the problem with oysters is they live on the bottom and they get all the gunk. So you're really getting more toxins with oysters. Do we want to do that? No, probably not. So my suggestion to you is just start amending your diet, you know, especially if you're a younger guy. There isn't usually some big, huge thing that's wrong for you younger guys. It's more like some nutrient deficiencies. Yeah, also, if you want to take a multi, great. Get a whole food multi and get it in. But my point is, typically for us Americans, we've eaten our way into this problem. Now we need to eat our way out of it. So, what more torture could you have other than eating some vegetables and having a good steak? So this is Dr. Ray. Let me know what your thoughts are. I loved the cards, the notes and cards, and being stopped in public. It's perfectly okay with me. If you see me in the store, if you see me at the gym, if you see me wherever it is you see me, stop, ask a question, introduce yourself, just say hi. You can grunt if you want, I don't care. Anyway, we're going to keep up with more testosterone information for you. I'm not letting you go. This is Dr. Ray from Olive Branch Wellness Center. Remember, I don't watch sports. I only watch hockey. We'll see you next week, same time, Testosterone Thursday. Thanks. Bye-bye.